boy, this is way more than I even imagined. So thank you very much, Charlene, to be unbelievably the best host I can ever ask for. You did an unbelievable job of putting this together, and I really appreciate all the people that have attended and all of our sponsors. It's just been beyond belief. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I think it's just important to remind our audience that we wouldn't be here without all of the great volunteers that we have. Dr. Yakubin, Dr. Shidlovsky, Dr. Mena, Mr. Fong, Dr. Valentine. I mean, we could just go on with all of the people that have gotten behind this initiative. And we're here to talk about what's next. So we had the Performance Vision Summit right after launching your nonprofit. You wanted to, and for those of you who missed in the beginning, we talked about what Children in Vision Development's mission is at the very beginning of this, so you can watch the replay. But now we're here to talk about what we've learned in putting this event on and what happens next. Do you want to give us a few pointers on where we're going from here?
Well, basically, I think, it really depends on where the needs are. And obviously, my nonprofit organization is out there to educate those about early vision problems with children. And that's what the name Children in Vision Development really means. So wherever we need to go, we're going to go. And I think what we've found is a lot of local people want us to be involved, and they've asked us to be involved in a couple of states for sure. And I think we're going to get involved where people want us. We're not trying to push this on anybody. I don't think we have to. I think this is I think it's a universal thing that everybody wants to be involved. They just don't know how. So certainly go on our website, childrenvisiondevelopment.org, and just sign up your email. We don't care about donations so much from individuals. We're going to look from corporations and larger people that can afford those kinds of things. And yes, it does cost money to put one of these on, and nobody works for free. And so far I have, but that's okay. I don't mind. I like it, and it's absolutely been a labor of love, and it will continue to be so. And I'm at the age where, I just want to give back. I really do, and I just want to make sure that all the kids in the future have a better opportunity than the kids in the past. And that's truly my aim here. I hope that comes across, and I hope that you understand that that's why I'm here, and that's why Charlene has helped me so much. And I can't say enough about her company, Sell Smart Not Hard. It's been unbelievable. She's got this facility that just blows my mind. Every time I say, "Can we do this?" she says, "Yes, of course." I'm like, "Really?"
Well, and thank you. And yeah, Sell Smart Not Hard has partnered with Children in Vision Development to use the tools that we've worked really hard to put together in our knowledge and network within the industry to help Dr. Lamont. For every dollar he raises, I mean, it really is going to perform like $100. We could turn $100 out of a single dollar. You talk about an event like this, you go to a major event, you could talk about hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars to put on an event like this physically. And because we're very resourceful and we've got a great team of people who work tirelessly to make things like this happen, we're able to do events like this, even though we're an early, Dr. Lamont has started an early fundraiser. So I think if you're looking at this event and you're thinking, okay, how do I leverage this? I'm an eye doctor, I'm an optician, I'm a brand, I want to be involved. Obviously I can donate, I can participate, but how else can I be involved? The whole purpose behind this is we're creating content so that you can get it out there. Dr. Antonyan, who will be speaking with Dr. Lamont later today, built a whole name for himself on TikTok using social media. But maybe not all of you want to be content creators. So it's going to be great that we'll be able to take all of this amazing content from today about gaming and the future and VR. These are topics that people in your community really want to know about. So how can somebody reach out to you, Dr. Lamont, if they want to grab some of this content and maybe use it in their own community?
Just go on the website. There's a place that you can actually talk to me directly through email, or, if we need to, we can talk by phone. There's a phone number there, anything. There's a ton of places. Just go to the website. Everything's there. Just figure out what you want to do. Get on our mailing list. We'll be doing newsletters and tell you what's going on and how you can get involved. And as we do new projects, we'll say, would you like to participate in this project as a volunteer or whatever? We will have professional fundraisers as well. I mean, there's a couple involved, and we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure. I've never had to do any of this. This is all new to me, you guys. I'm just a regular guy like everybody else. This is not somebody that's, been doing this for years and years. This is brand new. It's 6 months old, and that's very, very young to have pulled this one off. I'm so happy. You have no clue how happy I am right now. Just that you all attended, and thank you so much again. I can't thank everyone enough. Sponsors, people that are participating, anybody, and I will do my utmost best to include you. If you go to that website, get involved, text me, whatever you want to do, call me. I'll talk. I have time. I will listen to all comers.
Well, and I think one of the takeaways you've mentioned from not only this event, but leading up to this, all of the social media engagement we've had, is you've been able to meet a lot of people who were already passionate about this, and
Right.
they were just trying to find a channel. So talk a little bit about what your perspective is now that you've gotten involved on, whether or not there are people out there having these conversations.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there are people almost identical to me. I mean, they should be because they're optometrists, but there's so much passion that's waiting to be uncovered. Like Dr. Antonian, I mean, when I met him, I was floored, and you'll be really excited to meet him in just a little bit here too, even more, larger way. He is such a joy to talk to because there's some unique things about him that he'll tell you. I don't want to blow the cover here, but he's got some really blow my mind stories about himself, which was really cool. It's not just about his patients. Most of us can talk about our patients. Like I talked about my wife being a patient, and she's also my wife, but he can talk about himself. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard, how he had some troubles, but we won't go into that because that's kind of a tease here. But I just think there's a lot of people that are looking for a channel, like Charlene says. They're looking for somewhere to get a coalition of people who really believe in such a thing as preventative eye care for children and for adults as well. I'm not trying to say this is only for children. This is for adults too. More of the adults, though, we can help from a symptomatology standpoint. We can help their symptoms. But in kids, we can help their symptoms and help their future. I've seen a lot of kids that turn into adults that really have gone down the wrong path, that because they couldn't read, they couldn't do anything comprehensive. I can't mention anybody's names, of course, but there's a lot of people that have not had a profession that they would have loved to have had, such as lawyers or whatever, doctors, because they couldn't read. And that is sad. That's a waste of human capital. And I think there's a lot of people that end up in bad situations such as jail. I mean, it's amazing how ADD, ADHD, all these kinds of things you find after many years of doing this can be connected. And I'm not saying they all are, but I'm saying there's some, and there's enough to make an impact. Why spend the money on incarceration and things like this when we really should be spending the money on screening and getting kids looked at an early age? And I think down the road, it's probably going to end up in the state of Kentucky, where they mandate that children under a certain age have to get a professional eye exam. So there's going to be that kind of stuff, but we're talking way down the road. Just in the short term, I think what we're doing locally will build that coalition we need necessary to build enough public pressure to start the initiative of getting laws enacted. And that's down the road, and nobody can do that overnight. And all I just want to be is the person that was, along with a lot of other team members that we're going to bring in on board, that helps do that. That's what I want to do.
Well, and the key word is sustainability. Now, those of us who've been in the industry for a long time, I'm almost 3 decades. I know are you 3 decades or 4?
I'm 4.
You're 4. Okay. That's a
All
lot.
Right, 2. I'm just 2.
And,
I'm just kidding.
Let's just be clear. These challenges are not new. Eye doctors, optometrists, opticians, manufacturers, distributors, there are great programs out there today. The Infant C program, the American Optometric Association, tons and tons and tons of programs that have been trying to raise awareness. The problem is a lot of it's done internally within the industry, and having a channel like what Dr. Lamont has put together that said, okay, look, there's tons of resources within the industry, but what are we doing to get that message to the public? And leveraging a company that focuses on, viral strategic marketing to take that message to the public in fun ways and creative ways like social media, like virtual events, like the metaverse. I mean, this is really where the future's going. And the gaps that our industry has been trying to close for many, many, many years, unfortunately, are only getting bigger, even though there really is an effort there. And after this project with you, Dr. Lamont, I'm sincerely convinced it's because eye care professionals are just way too busy to be on social media. Dr. Antonyan is a perfect example of this, and now so are you. So you were talking about this very, very much so, but until you learned how to leverage social media, you weren't able to get that message heard in the places where you can have that impact. Talk a little bit about what you've learned with regards to impact and how social media has helped you with that.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. How I ever met you was really, I think, a kind of a curious story because I was just perusing LinkedIn. I didn't know anything about social media. I'm on LinkedIn. Whoopee, so what? Then what? I don't know how to use LinkedIn. I just went there because everybody's there, so to speak. So I went there and I was just running around. I don't know. I was looking at different stuff and I saw this thing called the metaverse. I go, what? What is the metaverse? I'm kind of a geek. I mean, all eye doctors tend to be a little geeky, but I'm a very big geek. Okay. I'm into computers and all that. My son's a big computer guy and all that. So I said, metaverse, that's kind of a cool name because I'm into space and universe and metaverse. Got to be something cool. So I clicked on a young lady named Charlene Nichols, this girl over here, that one right there. Yeah, her. I clicked on her and and I started talking to her and I said, what is this? And she explained it. I'm like, I still don't get it because I'm a geek, but I don't understand it. And it's a whole new world. So, I said, I don't believe any of this stuff. I'm kind of one of these skeptic dudes. Okay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to come visit you. Well, I lived in Wisconsin, in northern Wisconsin. And I said, I'm going to come visit you. Where are you? She goes, oh, I'm in New York. I go, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to New York then. So there, a couple of days later, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks later, I guess, I flew out to New York with a buddy of mine, and he was acting as a kind of a helper. And I just blew my mind because she showed me this big presentation. I'm like, whoa, she's real. There's a real person. This is not just some baloney. And so I thought, well, what can I do using her metaverse? And she told me what I could do, and here we are. This is only 90 days after that happened. I'm sitting right in front of you people, and I'm so excited to do so. I didn't think it was possible to connect with this many people in this manner ever. And she convinced me, yeah, you can do it. We can do it. I'm like, yeah. Sure. Well, guess what? We did it. And we did it at about 1,000th of the cost that it probably would normally do. Seriously, she works cheap, but I shouldn't have said that. But,
I do
anyway.
not work cheap. You
No.
are a nonprofit, and I am
Exactly.
happy
I'm
to
I'm
work with
just,
you to
I'm
this
just kidding
capacity.
you.
Do not
I'm
put
just
that
kidding you.
into the stratosphere.
She has worked very, very diligently and unbelievably hard, actually way harder than I would have expected. So, that's why this has all been possible. It's not because we, paid tons of money. It's because she worked extra hard. I'm being real with this, you guys. And I couldn't ask for a better producer, a better,
Thank you.
coordinator. She's just unreal. And
He was
I know
not paid for this message.
she doesn't.
No,
She doesn't
and
want me
let
to
me just
say.
let
She
me
doesn't
just
want me to
clarify
say
you.
this. I asked her if I could say it.
Thank
She goes,
you.
"No, I
Yeah.
don't want you. I don't want you to
Well,
talk about me too much." Well, I am. So tough luck. It's
well,
live. There's nothing you can
thank
do.
you. And I just want to clarify, when I started my company 6 years ago, it was after resigning from a 20-year career. Most of you know that story. I saw what amazing resources could do for a company. And I couldn't understand why so many local eye doctors and opticians, optometrists, I couldn't understand why they didn't have access to these resources. So I decided, if there isn't an enterprise level resource to help local businesses get the word out, or eye doctors with a great cause, why don't I build a solution that's accessible, that's affordable? It's not an easy thing to do, because to do this stuff right, and to do it affordably, you've got to get creative. I used automation. I used strategy. I used, research and development and, keyword research, all of that stuff. And actually, that's what led me to the metaverse. And you said something, Dr. Lamont, that people might have missed. So I want to go back to this point. You had a dream. Simple. You had a dream for 40 something years. I wish I could make a difference and get this message out beyond my office. I talk to patients, I change their life, I see the way it impacts them. You were already making a difference. You just did not feel like it was big enough. You felt like it wasn't making a big enough impact because the problem was persisting. So you, not me, made a decision to leverage these amazing new technologies, which everybody needs to take seriously because the metaverse can be very powerful in a good way. And you leveraged it for good. And the metaverse is not about the technology. It's about the people.
True.
It's like just forget about the fact that we have social media and we have, websites and we have email. This is a whole new way of communicating where we can just be free. If you've been at this event, you've been bouncing around, you went to the table, you went to the sessions, you chatted in the feed. I have some of you hitting me up on every channel that I have. And you choose how you interact. And that's really what's going to make a message like this, children in vision development, go viral because it's very accessible with the way that we're designing it. And it is accessible because of tools like the metaverse. What do you think about that, Dr. Lamont?
I think you're right on. And just as a real aside here, just a week ago, I was in the Dominican Republic and helping a mission trip for Lions Club, serving really very, people that just couldn't afford any eye care whatsoever. And here I am a week later on one of the highest technology things you can do, talking to as many people as I can. It is like a week of craziness because I went from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high in 1 week. I'm telling you, it was a real crazy ride. And I'll tell you what, I love it because, those people deserve good care and so do the kids. And I just love it. I'm so happy to, at my age, to be able to give back in a way that my heart just feels so good. And I think that it's wonderful that other people's hearts feel the same way. And that's why I hope that most of you are here, is because you want to do good, just like I do. And I think you all can. And I ask you all to, like it says on my website, there's a get involved page. Just put your email in there. If you never do anything, that's fine. But just put your email in there. We can at least know what we're doing. Maybe one day you'll see part of it that you'd like to do and that type of thing. But as far as donations, yeah, that's great. I'd love you to all donate $1. So, that kind of theory. Everybody donate $1. If you want to do that, go ahead. That's not what this is about. But I'd love that we get some people to donate something somewhere. And the only way we're going to get that is get enough people involved. It's a numbers game. You get hundreds of thousands of people involved, and sooner or later it funds itself. And so that's what I'm about. And I just hope we can achieve that together. And I hope we give you good enough content that you want to keep involved in that way.
Well, and let's talk about opportunity, because we always talk about the gaps, and with gaps come opportunities. There is an entire generation that is maturing and becoming the consumer group of the future. We all know what happened with the shift from the baby boomer generation to the millennial generation. That shift has already happened. Now, this shift of millennials and Gen Z, it's happening in real time, and Gen Alpha is not far behind him. Children are becoming consumers earlier and earlier. And there is a great opportunity here, no matter what type of business you are, whether you be a manufacturer, a distributor, a local business. Our focus really is going to be B2B, because there are too many businesses out there, gaming designers, eye care businesses. I mean, forget it. We could just go on, that don't really truly understand the impact of 21st century lifestyles and the strain that they have on visual systems. The only reason we really know this is because of the numbers, the staggering numbers that we see about uncorrected visual acuity. But there's a reason that number exists. And it really is because of the great opportunities. And every single person here and people that can be involved in that in whatever way works for you. We need volunteers, we need content creators, we need optometrists who want to spread the word. We definitely need pediatricians, local businesses, local
Yeah.
governments. Then I mean, there is such a big opportunity that everyone can get involved because there's just so much room for us to grow and really raising awareness to these challenges. What do you think, Dr. Lamont? I'll give you the
Well,
last word on this.
well, what I'm really amazed at is that this hasn't been done before. There's such an opportunity, like you say. It's such a gap. I keep talking to Charlene about the gap. There's a huge gap between the need and the fulfillment. We just have to be the ones that stand in that gap for the future generation and sustainability of the society. Really, this is just unbelievable that it hasn't been done. And I guess I didn't know I would be the one to help start it going, but I hope I'm also teaming up with everyone else that's involved. I'm not just the only one I know. So I want everybody that I don't know to get on board. Let's get it done together. I don't want to be the only one. I really don't. I just want to be one of the many that starts this ball game rolling. We really got to get it done.
Well, and we can leave off with this. So we talk about how to get involved and what's next. Let's get a little more specific, and we'll be sharing this. We dropped the link to our Facebook group. Please join the Facebook group, especially if you're an eye doctor, to get involved. We will be developing directories so that you can put your name on a directory and talk about your specialty, whether it be performance vision, sports vision. If you didn't know that providing performance vision as a service was a thing, the amazing thing, and it's because of this event that this has happened, Hue Lens, who was a manufacturer that supported this event, saw what we were doing, and they saw that we were trying to make performance vision as a service more accessible through eye doctors and opticians. So they've put together a kit that allows you to instantly become a performance vision provider. This kit is going to give you all of the different lenses that are out there that solve these problems that people who are interested in performance could have. It's going to give you the education, and we're going to be working with educators to bring CE and COPE that's related to this subject as well. We have IQ, who's also joined us. And not only are they a sponsor, but they're going to be working with us with our Million Kids Can See program so that the money that and again, it's a very accessible and affordable piece of technology. One instrument only costs $100, and it could go to a school and it could screen every child in that school. Dr. Lamont, what sort of impact could one school getting complete screening of every child in that building, what could that do to help raise awareness to the parents and the educators on the quality of vision within their school? What do you think would happen if a school had that opportunity to screen every child?
Well, especially schools that really are underprivileged, that would really, really benefit, because those are the kids that are most at risk for doing the problems I was talking about earlier. Obviously, they are underprivileged in the first place. And then, of course, if they don't have the vision, you're just adding more to the problem. And basically, you're just digging them in deeper so that they basically have no resources to get from where they are to where they should be going. They have beautiful minds, just like everybody else. And we just need to make sure those minds get educated properly. And the way to get educated is to be able to see properly. And of course, that's what it can do, is take those kids that would normally be at high risk, turn them into normal risk or below risk. And that would be beautiful.
And we're just excited to have technology like DonorBox. They've created a really gamified way to fundraise, and it's very transparent. We worked really hard to develop this transparent fundraising system because we understand that even though Dr. Lamont's nonprofit is fairly new, no matter what organization you're donating to, you want to know where that money is going. So when you grab those links to these pages and you purchase those participating products or you make a donation, you will see how that money is being used, and we will keep you updated. And where else can you invest $100, donate $100, and have an entire school get screened? These are the ways that we've really worked with great manufacturers and really doing our research to understand how we can have an impact. It really makes it easy for everyone to make a small donation and have a really big impact. So, yeah, I guess, did I miss anything?
I don't know. No, you're very good at explaining things compared to what I can do, because I just know the problem, you know the solutions, and so we work together. And I just want to be here to support everyone involved and make sure that everyone does get involved and gets involved in the way that they like to get involved. We're not, going to force anybody to do anything. We're happy to entertain any way that you believe your community can get involved, your local area, and from then we build a coalition, and that's what we're trying to do.
Exactly. And shout out to Dr. Shidlovsky. He has two great nonprofits. He's, invited us in. We will be definitely building a coalition because there are a lot of great organizations that already exist within this industry and outside of this industry. So if you're, looking to partner with us, let us know. We're very open to all sorts of collaborations.
Yeah, that's what I think is the thing is that we're only one out of many, many, many people that want to help, and so let's get on board and let's do it together. I'm here to listen.
Okay, we'll get ready for the next session, and thank you all for joining us today. We'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot.